Hey guys, and welcome to the February mini decor to your door tutorial. We have a really fun kit to share with you guys today. It is all super springy, and I just love it. I think it's gonna be so cute. So I'm gonna kind of show you all how the pieces are gonna go together. We have a little stencil that goes on here. And this is gonna be a really cute kit. So let me kind of set some of these off to the side, and we're going to start with the background of this sign, which we are going to make white. So I'm just gonna take my little sponge and get some color on there. I will probably end up doing 2 coats on this just because I like to have it a little bit more color, but it's totally up to you. If you like kind of a more antique look, I think that could be really cute too. I'm just gonna softly dab over kind of where those are engraved. That way we don't lose that little detail because it's so cute. So we're just doing a little white background on here, and this is going to be, this piece is gonna have a stencil that goes on it. So I've been wanting to kind of incorporate stencils in the kits, and I just haven't really found like the right design or whatever. Like, it doesn't really fit anytime I want to do it. So I'm excited to do it this month. Okay, so we've got that. I'm gonna set that aside and just let that dry. Next, we're gonna do our truck. I'm going to do the truck in the green. And I'm just going to kind of dab this color on. I am gonna leave my tires the brown color, just because I did not include the black in the kit. One of the examples I showed adding black in if you wanted, but we typically just do 3 colors for the kits. So I'm gonna show you guys if you just how you can do it with just the 3 and not add in the black. But the example photo does have the black. Okay, so you don't have to worry about painting that because that's gonna be covered up. Oh, I just said that. And then if you leave those, and we can stick the little hubcaps on and have little tires. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit more paint on that because that needs a little more. Sorry, I have like a little frog in my throat today. Okay, so right like that. And if you have black paint at home, you can use any kind of black paint. You could even use like a marker if you wanted. That would totally work too. Okay, next we have this little piece. So this one is going to be white. And this has some of that detail on there too. So you don't want to do too heavy with your paint so that you keep some of that detail. If you do accidentally get a little bit of paint in there, don't worry, you can kind of take it out with a toothpick. So just lightly go right over that. And then I'm stopping right there so I can leave that piece right there. Leave that brown to kind of look like wood. So that's what I'm gonna do on mine. And then you don't have to worry about painting the middle part because it will be covered up, but I'm just gonna do a little bit just in case. That's probably gonna need a second coat too. So we'll set that over there. Let that have a second coat. And then, let's see, this I'm going to do, let's see, I'll probably do a coat of white over all of it. A little bit goes a long way. And the only part I'm not gonna do the white on is the wheel. I think I'm gonna leave, I might paint the wheel pink. That could be cute. In the example photo, I did it in black, but I'm gonna show you guys how to paint it with just 3 colors. And I'm gonna go ahead and do white all over the flowers too. I am gonna go back and paint those another color, but that is just going to give, it's gonna help cover up that dark brown of the wood and really just help the color that goes over it pop a little bit more. So, and I'm gonna do the same thing with the awning. That's going to be striped. You'll see the little markings on there. So yeah, so just keep that in mind when you're painting that, not to go too heavy because you don't want to lose those little markings. You are going to need a little paintbrush this month. But we added in a lot of fun details. Okay, so then this piece you'll see is literally just to build this piece up a little bit. So this isn't going to get painted at all. And then this one I'm gonna leave brown so that it will look like wood. So the last thing to paint is these little flowers. And you can paint these however you want. You can use whatever colors you want. I am going to use a paintbrush. This probably isn't even the best paintbrush to use. It's kind of big, but I am just going to paint in my lines. Normally I would use a smaller brush, but I'm at home today and I don't always have everything that I have when I'm at the shop, so I'm just using what I have here. I don't have a whole lot of like crafty stuff here anymore. It's all at the shop. But I did find this brush. It's a little bit big, but it'll work for what I need it to work for. Okay, there's that, and then I'll paint the middle of it white or something. And then my middle one is going to be pink. So I'm just gonna paint that in pink. I'm going fast. You do not have to be perfect on this at all because no one's gonna be looking at it up close. So don't get nervous that we're kind of painting this in by hand. I promise these shapes are super easy. Just grab, like, I would honestly, than what I'm using right now, prefer one of those cheap brushes from like a kid's like paint activity. I just couldn't find any. Or else I totally would have snagged one of those instead. Sorry guys. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a pink center on here. Like that. And then I'll do a, oh, I just put that green. What am I doing? Put a pink center on here. And when this dries, it'll look a little bit darker, so. And then the last little bit is the white. Okay, and then we will move on to our little pennants next, I think. I try to go fast on these, so I don't know if you guys paint with me, but I don't know why I always feel like I should go fast. Okay, there's that. I might go back and do a little bit more on the green. We'll let that dry and see what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to do another quick coat of the white on here just so it's ready for the stencil next. So the frame, I'm gonna leave the brown because I think that will be really cute. I hope you guys are all having a great, I guess we're into March. I hope you guys are all having a great March. We had a rough February. It was sickness February, I feel like. Okay, and then these. So I did these in green. I think it'd be cute to do like green and then pink. So we might do that. And for these, you want to do the same thing. So you want to keep your coat of paint really light. just so that you can still see those polka dots. If you are like, yeah, I'm not really feeling the polka dots, I'd rather just like make them a plain pennant, you can totally do that too. You do not have to add in your polka dots. And then we'll do the green. And then last one. So I just kind of do up and down dabby motions all over. Okay. Our little head caps are going to be green as well. Okay. And then, sorry guys, I have a frog in my throat. For the flower, we're just gonna paint the flower like that. Okay, and we're gonna leave that because that's like the bed of the truck. And then this part actually needs the middle painted and the leaf. So I'm gonna do, because you'll be able to see the middle of this. Okay, and then we're gonna do the leaf, the green. And then when we're ready to glue that on, you can see the yellow or the white through that, which I think is kind of cute. Make sure we paint that enough. Okay, ta-da, there we go, super cute. Okay, now let's do another coat of the white on here so that we get a little bit more coverage. I just like a little bit more coverage. Okay, now let's do our stencil on here. Actually, it's not quite dry enough. I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit more, just so that when we do the stencil, it's nice and dry. You just want it to be really, really dry when you go to do your stencil on there. Okay, we have these. This one, I think I'm gonna do it in the pink, because I think that'll be pretty. And then we'll do our polka dots, and then we have to do a little bit more of the fussy painting. That's what I call it, fussy painting. You know, just to kind of add a little bit more to this. So I'm gonna first start off by doing, we're gonna do our little pots here. These are gonna be in the green. Now keep in mind, if you have a craft stash at home, and you have, you know, more paints to choose from, add in other colors. Like I think yellow, really lends itself to this kit with the flowers. And yeah, you can really get creative with all the different kinds of flowers. And, you know, like these right here could totally be sunflowers, I think. If you wanted them to be, I should say. Okay, so that just adds a little bit of color to there. And then I think I'm gonna do my awning with the green, because I think that will, actually, wouldn't the pink be really cute though too? Let's do the pink. Let's do the pink, okay. So what you're gonna do is you are just going to paint right along those lines. And the best thing I can tell you guys is commit to the line. So once you've got your paintbrush loaded, press it down and just pull down. Do not like second guess your line, just line it up and go. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. That's like pretty much freehanding it. The other thing you can do is if you have a Post-it, grab that, or a piece of painter's tape. Okay, and like stick it on your clothes a little bit because we don't want this like super, super sticky. And all you're gonna do is stick that little piece of painter's tape right along your line, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're not gonna put a bunch of paint on there because you don't want it to leak through, but just a little bit, and that will give you that straight edge. Same thing over here. Oops. Just a little bit. Get that on there. Okay, and that's all you do. So if you had a Post-it note, that would work really good too, because you just use it kind of like as a mask. Okay. Isn't that so cute? Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, then let's do a little bit of pink on our flowers. I'm just painting these in lightly. I think I'm gonna do all my flowers pink, and then they'll all get like little centers on them. And then there's a couple leaves on here too. And you could totally do this with a sponge too. I mean, I'm just kind of going right over it. Like a nice thin coat of paint just to kind of give it a little color. And then we'll do a little green. Like that. And then I'm just gonna take the back of my paintbrush and dot the little circles in. Same thing here. Okay. And then I think I might do a little pink on the wheel. So I'll just kind of paint that in. Like that, and then we could leave the middle the brown, or we could paint it in green. And there's also like a little frame here that I think would be really cute painted in. This is totally optional. This probably would be one of the trickier things. But I mean, if you had like a paint marker or even like a Sharpie marker, once this paint is really dry, you could totally paint that in. Isn't that cute? Okay. Set that aside. And now we're almost ready to start assembling. The last thing is I'm going to show you guys how to do the stencil. And then we'll be ready. Okay, I'm just doing one more quick coat of that pink on there just because I think it helps it pop a little bit more. Okay, so for the stencil, you want your sign to be nice and dry, and you're just going to kind of like rub the back of it with your hand, and you want to peel back the white part. So you want the blue to stay stuck down, and you want the paper to come up. And I like to pull it so that it's like flat on itself, and you just kind of roll it or like slide it back.